Sag, welcome to your 3-month overview. That is April, May, June. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Let's jump on into it, starting with the top line. The months are laid out in accordance to the power number associated with the power card. So, for instance, 4, April, the Emperor. 5, May, the Hierophant. 6, June, the Lovers. And then this time I'm adding to the board the Sun. What we understand makes us happy. Are we achieving it? Yes, no, adjustments needed, that kind of thing. Of course, the Tower, anything that is unexpected or untowards that we should be made aware of. And then judgments, any imperative decisions we should make from within us, outside of us, that stuff, okay? Let's jump on into it. Show me Sagittarius in April, please. Show me Sag in April. Show me Sag in April. Show me Sag in April, please. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius in April? Show me Sagittarius, please, in April. Show me Sagittarius, please, in April. What's going on, please, for Sag in April? Take what resonates, leave what does not, but do keep in mind, this is future-oriented. It's meant to be. So for those of you like, I don't resonate with that at all, well, there's a good chance it hasn't happened yet. What's going on, please? April. Hey, everybody's... Honey, let me tell you something. I watched these cards multiple times in between readings. Never mind what you see on camera. I've had so many folks pulling that Knight of Swords in April. Wow, where are you going? You, Temperance. Wow, 3 of Swords. Honey, you're taking active strides towards healing thyself, which is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. Here you are, doing your thing. And that's amazing. You are healing something actively. It's not passive at all. It is quite active. Okay, quite active. You are making massive strides in healing your particular heart space, reconciling your own particular waters. So, if you're not familiar with your power card, it's closed up. We see the angel tossing around waters. These are our internal feelings, and they go back and forth like this. Okay. Looking at those waters. We're not allowing it to stagnate or stay still. This is active movement. I gotta feel these feelings. I gotta feel these feelings. I gotta feel these feelings. What's going on? What do I need to fix within me? How do I really feel about this? Let's take a look at these other waters. Let's toss those around. And it's an active process, and it's very active in this respect because boom, there's the Knight of Swords, and he don't mess around. And there's that 3 of Swords. You are literally healing pain in your heart. It's an active process. And you seem to be doing it willfully and consciously. That's good. That's good. That is really good. Taking some time out to focus on your energy and see what's going on within you. That's always a good thing. But what's really impressive is that Knight of Swords. You're like, I'm fixing stuff in me. I am actively fixing stuff in me is what you're saying in April. That's great. Can I get a little bit more on this, please? Can I get a little bit more on this process in April? Can I get a little bit more on this in April, please? And it could be absolutely external energy. You could be actively healing with someone else. That Knight of Swords tends to be outwards. So you could be healing within yourself as well as with someone else. You're healing towards them. But mostly I see it as you, doing what you need to do for you. What else plays in April? Well, I'm fixing this. I'm fixing this stuff. You just watch me. The Sun, because it would make you happy. You've been so stressed. There's someone here of importance to you with that Empress energy. Okay. Someone here of importance, and it's caused us stress. It's caused us a lot of mental stress. Okay. And they are very important to us, whomever this is. The Empress tends to have high-ranking energy, much as the Emperor does. Hers comes more from the disposition of I am empowered because I know my heart, right? I have a very strong heart, and I tend to live by the rules of unconditional love. So long as I am shown love, I have no problem showing you love, unconditionally. And so this person, this is our most empowered feminine energy, much like the Emperor is our most empowered masculine energy. So those two tend to be tops. And there's the Sun attached to this energy. This happy. This is my happiness. This person makes me happy. They make me happy. They make me happy. And I have pain associated with them. It comes within me too. So it's not just you, it's them too. So I told you it's active. It's going outward. It's not just within, it's also going without. It's someone whom we have a great deal of regard for. Someone's very maternal, that kind of thing, loving. Doesn't have to be female, but that's the energy that they're exuding. Okay. And it's stress. We've had a lot of stressful nights. Anxiety, stress, overthinking what makes us happy. And this person very much makes us happy. And sometimes we overthink it. They overthink you. And it's easy to get caught into that space. But the thing is, I'm seeing activity, not passive. It's not theoretical. It's happening. It's actually happening. And it's quite powerful. It's quite transformative for both you and them, the both of you. Okay? So you're not just tossing your waters around. You're looking at their feelings too. And I do hope they're giving you that same respect. I have every reason to believe so. Again, you wouldn't be generating this kind of activity if you felt it was a one-way street. Okay, so I don't think that's the case at all. I don't. It's very active. Very. And there's a core understanding here that while sometimes we overthink this energy and we overthink this person in our life and how they affect us, at the end of the day, there's just some knowledge you can't not understand. And this person is a sun. Happiness. You know? It's childlike. A child doesn't think about being happy, they just are. And here's an adult overthinking what makes them happy. Right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. You or them, I have no doubt. So, congratulations to you both on what looks like a very active process. It's going to take a minute to work through this pain, but it looks like it's worth it in your estimation. And as you heal in this energy with them, you very much heal yourself too. And I think that's why I see you being such an active participant, because it feels like it's doing right by you too. Okay, and so it is. Proper healing isn't just a one-sided thing, right? It's not just a one-sided, it shouldn't be. Don't get me wrong. We don't need to be dependent on other people to help us heal ourselves. But the fact of the matter is, the Sag I'm looking at says this is something I got to do, and it helps me make peace within me. It's making peace within me. And maybe I can make peace with him. Because there's sunshine here. There is sun here. And it feels good. Very much so. Let's keep on keeping on. Show me May. Show me May. Whoever that is to you, I don't know. Doesn't have to be a love interest, guys. Doesn't have to be. It could be anyone that you kind of have that relationship with, all right? Where you are currently in active healing mode with someone else of importance, all right? It could be your mother for all I know. Okay, it could be. Yeah, but it's quite active, and you're making massive strides. It's massive strides. I know that sometimes it's stressful, but you're making massive strides. All right. Apologies. Not only is it that time of year, oh honey, we hit here in central Texas an all-time high with oak pollen. That was not fun. that was so not fun. My vocals have taken a hit for sure. And there was one day I was just in bed saying, I just can't. Unfortunately, I hyper-react to oak pollen and cedar, in which Central Texas has both. Show me. Show me May, please. Show me May, please, for Sag. Show me. Strength. King of Pentacles. Don't you feel good? Oh, don't you feel good? Don't you feel so freaking good? Yes. Goodness me. I like this a lot. Your energy's up front, strong. It's prideful, but in a good way. You're feeling very strong. You're feeling very stable. I see you actively communicating, and nothing is rushed here, and I like that. It's in that moment of I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and I'm going to keep it that way. I am stable. I am showing myself love. I'm showing myself care. I'm showing me some me time. No, it's more than that. It's a certain quality of care that says, because I love myself, I understand what's valuable to me. King, Queen of Pentacles. I know it's valuable to me. And if it's of value, I'm going to show it strength. And that means myself too. So you are showing yourself strength of conviction and a strong sense of stability. And I'm good. I'm more than good. I'm thriving. You seem to be thriving. You also seem to be conversing, looking out upon the world, active, making active decisions every day for what's in your best interest, your best form of physical care. Health, good stuff. A lot of good stuff here. You know, it's like, I'm good. And I'm going to keep it that way. I like this. A lot of self-love here. A lot of self-love. Making decisions that are right for you. And there's some communication going back and forth between you and somebody. It feels good. It makes you feel, or it reinforces the decisions you've been making, I should say. A lot of reinforcement, a lot of good reinforcement. Makes you feel good about the decisions you've been making. Showing me a lot of stability here. Consistency in how you're caring for yourself. Respecting your own decisions. Respecting what's right for you. And there seems to be this thing about taking care of yourself. That seems to be important as well. Your physical energy is here too. It's feeling strong. It's feeling very strong. Anything else, please, in May? I'd like to narrow in on that. If there's anything else. Overall, it's a great place to be. So I don't want to push too hard. That's a great place to be. I like it. And a lot of it has to do with these decisions over here and knowing what is and who is worth your time, energy, and effort to heal with. Again, it lends to you, doesn't take away from you. So you should always know what's worth working on, right? Because if it's not working out, it's going to reflect badly in the energy. Whereas this says, I'm doing quite well. I'm doing quite well. Okay? 7 of Pentacles, slow, steady growth. Oh my goodness, who had that 10 of Pentacles? God, everybody's showing me this. Everybody's showing me this. Everybody. Well, not everybody, but a lot of folks have been showing me this. There is an increase here in terms of productivity. Everybody's getting hit with this in May, June. Going up. Going up. Talk about stability, and that's fine, honey. That's a great growth, and there's something here about the anticipation of it, too. Some of you are actively looking outwards in that 3D energy specifically, in that sense of my stability, my priorities, where you're looking towards expansion at this time. We're at a certain level, we're going to accelerate. Now, that's either the acceleration is going to be planned on your part or it's coming towards you. I can't quite tell. But there is this anticipation that things are going to pick up, become more solid, consistent, and stable. There's activity in your 3D world that suggests this and is also imperative for you. It says this lends to me, it doesn't take away from me. So part of it is planned. We have a certain level of activity here and the 7 of Pentacles. Page of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. Now, I know that doesn't seem impressive, but part of it is looking outwards with the anticipation of such. So I'm seeing you make decisions to literally expand your world, expand your empire, expand your connectivity, expand your strength of household, specifically. Excuse me. And it seems to be known. It seems to be known to you. This is how I'm going to increase this. This is how I'm going to double up my efforts. There's a plan in there. And we're looking at it. Whether or not it ties back to this person, I don't know. But they're part of it. They're one of the things that touch upon your community. But no, it's an expansion. And it looks like it's one that you are planning, observing. Growth. We're looking at growth here. Stability, specifically. We want to increase the coifers, and we also want to increase our community standing, our network, our empire. And it's coming again from that place of stability. Like King of Pentacles stuff. It's like, oh, I know what's up. I'm trying to increase my wealth. Thank you. It's like you anticipate stability in some respect as well as growth. It's good. I like that. I do. There seems to be more opportunity coming in. Expansion. People have been showing me certain levels of busyness throughout May and June, but this is... Keep making those decisions. Keep making those decisions. I see your platform getting bigger, whatever that is to you. Your platform's getting bigger, and part of you knows that. You're making room for it to get bigger. Okay, very good. Show me June, please. Show me June for Sag. Excuse me. Show me June for Sag. Show me June. Sag is like, oh yeah. I'm increasing that particular empire, Christina. I've been planning it. It's in the works. It's definitely in the works. Show me June, please. Your physical form is looking really good, by the way. It is. It really is. I don't know how it keeps coming across. You look very strong. I don't know, physical as in that physical sense of confidence, like my body feels good, I'm eating well, I'm doing well. I'm caring. This is a form of self-care. Absolutely is taking care of your physical form, 100%. So some of you are really on your health goal game, like really well, especially with that Leo energy backing it up. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of that confidence is earned. It's not accidental. So so your stability is part of your physical form, your mental health, your emotional health, knowing yourself, knowing your worth. And part of that structure is your outer world. It is expanding, and it started with your core sense of self first, your core principles, okay? To be strong, to show yourself love, protection, but also just really enhancing to the best of your abilities who you are already. Okay, Knight of Cups. Five of Swords. Oh no, the Emperor. There's some deceptive energy here. I don't know how far it runs, but there's some deceptive energy here. Knight of Cups, Five of Swords, the Emperor. Somebody's saying, I don't have those feelings. I'm not upset. They're really trying to tell me I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I don't know if it's you. I don't know. But they're saying I'm not upset. I'm not upset. Not. I'm sharing my absolute emotional truth. Somebody's not sharing their emotional truth here in June. That's interesting. I'm not upset. I don't have those thoughts at all. Ooh, what's that about? What's going on? It could be Aries. Doesn't have to be. It doesn't feel like you. Somebody's a little upset. What is it? Show me June, please. Show me June. Show me June. What's going on here? Show me June, please. What else is going on here, please? I'm not having deceptive thoughts about my feelings at all. Why would I do that? Yeah. Oh. Somebody feels like they're having to wait. They feel separated from you in June. It's heavy waiting energy, and they're acting like they're not waiting. They're saying they're not waiting. Yes, they are. Cancer had something familiar. I even called it separation anxiety. They were separated from someone that they really cared about in June, but they acted like they weren't upset at all. In fact, I think I called it, I wish you were here. That's how strong it was. And I'm like, they're coming back. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It wasn't like a breakup. It wasn't like that. It was like separation anxiety. I didn't know how to call it, but it was kind of like those two people knew they were separated, but it was temporary. And it was kind of like, I'm not thinking about them. I'm not worried about it. What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing without me? It was kind of like that. And it's something similar, but much more masculine this time, much stronger in that sense of, I'm not worried about that at all. I'm not. Everything's fine. I'm not worried about it. So there's something in June where there's a temporary break here. It's literally a temporary break. Somebody's looking at you, waiting for you to come back. in June, and it's temporary break. They know this. They know that it's a temporary break. They know it. They're looking at it literally. With the Three of Wands, the Three of Wands. So my point is if you have some Cancer in your chart, if you're connecting one, check theirs out. It was very specific to June, and yours is saying something very similar. It's like, I'm not waiting. I'm not. But I am. It is like it's on pause. Like this break is on pause. In other words, it's not long-term break. It's there's a waiting element for this to come back, and they're saying, I don't feel strongly about that one way or the other. I'm not upset. I'm not. It's a lie. It's not a big one. It's like a white lie. It's a little white lie. They feel that they cannot express their concern for some reason. They cannot express their concern. It's a temporary absence in June. I don't know how, but they literally know it's temporary. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. They know it's temporary. It's like, but the key feature here is that they're acting like they're not upset. They are. I'm not worried about that. No. Not worried about that. What is that? Five of Swords is Knight of Cups. Why? They feel that they can't express their concern. Why can't they express their concern? Where's that coming from? Where's it coming from? I can't express my concern. It's temporary separation, and I know that, but I can't express my concern. Why? Why? I know this was hard for you. I don't know that it's related. It could be. I know this was hard for you to heal this, and it really meant digging deep in you. It did, 100%. Did I say that? I repeat myself. We all know this. It did require you to dig deep, to heal. With this energy that you feel is strongly tied to you. Okay. They feel strongly tied to you. It did require you to dig deep. And I have an Emperor and the Empress here. I'm starting to think that Empress is you. Because this is so outside of you. This is so outside of you. It doesn't, it's somebody's focus on you, looking at you to come back. And they know it's a temporary break. So that makes me think somebody's perception of you is the Empress. Huh. I see you digging deep right here. Boom, 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 boom. The High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six. They know that. They know you're coming back. Why are they so upset? What? Why are they so upset? The High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups. It's like, yeah, it will be. It's coming back. Intuitively, they know this. They know that the love's there. They know that. They know that. Again, if you have heavy Cancer in your chart or you're connecting to one, check theirs out. Now, this one's a lot more masculine, and I have to control myself, and I cannot express concern. I don't know why they feel that they cannot express their concern. It's literally a temporary break. They know this. The bond's coming back. Intuitively know this, but for some reason they feel that they cannot express their concern, or it's not their place. Interesting. That's very interesting. There might be a touch, and I don't normally do this. I mean, it's not me doing it. It's the feeling. There might be a touch, a little tic-tac of a touch of jealousy in there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Pride, yes. There might be a little bit of jealousy in there, especially with that Knight of Cups in approximation to that Five of Swords. It's like, I don't care about that at all. I'm not. No, that's not true. It's not true. It's not true. A little bit of jealousy. It might be. Huh. I don't know why you're coming back. Clearly, they know this. They know this. But for some reason, it's like they can't express. They feel they can't be vulnerable. Oh, they feel they can't be vulnerable about this. Okay. They can't be vulnerable about this. They can't be vulnerable about this? It would show weakness. Okay. They can't be vulnerable. There's some kind of topic that's a little sensitive coming up around June. And they feel they can't be vulnerable about it, that they can't express their concern. Some of it is kind of control, stubbornness, and parts of it is a little bit of jealousy. Okay, it's like it's not a concern. It's not a concern, but they are waiting on their energy to come back. It's just on temporary pause. They feel it. You both do. You know, the bond is still there. That's not going to change. It's not going to change. So I hope that helps you in June. That's very, very interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know what you're doing, but it's temporary. This temporary separation. That's interesting. I want to see the sun. I want to dig further, but I just... Some of you might be traveling with that Three of Wands. Duh. Some of you might be traveling with that Three of Wands. Like I said, it's looking like temporary distance. It's looking like temporary distance. Some of you might be traveling in June. And they're like, I shouldn't be upset about that. And in fact, I'm not. So it doesn't feel bad or malicious. It's like a little white lie. They're telling themselves that it doesn't bother them. So if you're traveling at that time, you're taking a vacation, something like that, this person's irritated. They're a little irritated and they're not showing it. They feel like they're not supposed to, or it's not supposed to bother them, that they have to control it like it's a me issue. So it's kind of like it's a little white lie they're telling themselves. And there's a little bit of jealousy there, but you're coming back. The soul bond is still intact. Intuitively, you both feel it and know it. So anyway, it's actually kind of sweet. It's actually kind of sweet. But for some reason, they feel they can't be vulnerable about the subject. Like, I'm not supposed to discuss that. You know, Sag's gonna do what Sag's gonna do. They're doing it without me. Whatever. It's really basic human emotional stuff right here. It's nothing bad, I tell you. It's just, it is literally a temporary break where there's some distance between you two. So again, we're talking travel. We're talking, I don't know. Maybe you had to go somewhere for business, work, pleasure. I don't know. I don't know, but it's actually kind of sweet. Show me the sun, please. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. Show me the sun, please. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. Like, look at you. You're like, I've been working hard. Okay. I needed a break. Yeah, you did. You are expanding your empire and you keep your eye on it continuously. You're very strong about it. Very strong, very confirmed in that. Very loyal to everything that you do. It's not random. There's nothing that's not planned, or there's really no details left to chance here. So when I'm saying you're keeping an eye on the growth of your foundation, and you're doing so with pleasure and a sense of, I know what's up, that's exactly what that means. There's really no confusion about your 3D world at all. You're anticipating both growth and stability at the same time. Okay, show me the sun, please. I've been working hard. I deserve that cushion. That could very well be the case. Death. 7 of Wands. What are you letting your hair down about? Oh. Oh. There's something here that you used to block. It's being transformed. It's tying back to this 9 of Swords. Something you said that doesn't make me happy. No. 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 That does not make me happy. That's being transformed. It's looking like we're re-engaging with that sun aspect that was tied to the 9 of Swords that caused you a great deal of mental stress and or anxiety. Perhaps you even blocked it at some point. Death is taking that block off. So yeah, this, on the surface, it looked pretty straightforward, right? There's some deeper stuff in there. So when I say you had to dig deep to kind of cut out your wounds and really look at them and really work with this, because there's an admission here, the very thing that stressed me out, I tried to deny and or block, death is taking that off. So there's times when we see we held on to it. We held on to a very strong bond. Very strong energetically. Okay. But this is one of those times when we see those power moves as death. When I get to see death in a power position that's positive like that, that makes me so happy. So I always get, people completely underestimate. So who has the bad rap in tarot? Death, Scorpio, and Devil, Capricorn. We have the two worst reputations in tarot. And then people completely dismiss their power moves when they're right there. And that really pisses me off, because death obviously is transformative. It's meant to be a release. And that also means he can release the bullshit too. Okay? So I see you releasing the bullshit with somebody who you tried to deny. Let's call it for what it is, honey. They tried to deny that it's the sun. And you had your reasons. And I can see that many of them were painful. And there was a certain level of entanglement here that really required you to dig deep. Okay, but you're doing it. You did it. And now you're unblocking the sun. The happiness, the sunshine is trying to come back in. The one that you associate with them, they associate with you. But again, for some reason, the Emperor and Empress are not perfect. They're not. In fact, that can lead to the biggest fallacy issues. The more empowered we are, the more independent we are, the more strong-willed we are, we can often have the hardest falls. You had a hard fall. I believe they had a hard fall. Okay. And as strong-willed and self-empowered as this person probably tends to be, it's just when it comes to their connection with you, sometimes they feel shaky. And it's kind of like, well, if that's what Sag needs to do, if that's what they're doing, that's fine. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? Who am I to say? I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm not thinking about what they're getting up to. I'm not doing that. And then, we have Empress energy here that clearly, this was painful. This was a painful situation for you. I see the landscape of your heart and how hard it had to dig for this, and it kind of stresses you out that someone you care about so much can give you that level of sun, and you have so much problems with it, right? The idea is the sun, it should be easy, but sometimes it isn't. Sometimes we have to work really fucking hard for that sun. So I'm all that to say, honey, just the crap that was haunting you, that you're doing such a good job recovering from, death is here trying to transform that energy so that you can re-engage with your sun principles again. There's a certain level of happiness here that you're trying to get reacquainted with, and that means we got to stop overthinking. I know it's easier said than done, trust me. We got to stop overthinking. We got to let our walls down. By all means, keep your boundaries. Absolutely keep boundaries, but we can kind of let our hair down and let the energy relax a little bit and let it flow. Okay, just let it flow. You have to trust your constructive efforts. Okay, someone's either constructing with you or they're not. Someone's either putting the energy and the time and effort in or they're not. Okay, so right now that's kind of a big deal. I see you transforming what was pain and blockage and difficulty to get reacquainted with your sun. Okay, it's pretty intense. It's intense, and it takes you. It's taking you strength to really dig through that pain and heal. But it's very, very active. It's very active. It's not passive at all. So, you know what? I'm going to clean this shit up. Right, there you are again. Case in point. Doesn't that feel so much better? I know. And that's one of the things you're having to leave behind. Okay? The doubts. The doubts. You had some sneaking doubts within you. Doubts about your vehicle, your love energy, in proximation to whatever this is. You had a lot of sneaking suspicions here. A lot. And none of them felt good. There's some crap that was knocking around in your head saying, what about this? 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 What is this? This could be bad. It's one of those things. The Seven of Swords isn't the easiest. Sometimes it's sneaking away. I don't see it that at all. These are your mental thoughts because I saw them so many times. I feel like I'm looking at a Sag. You can have a very hyperactive mind. And again, it's not a fault, honey. I'm not faulting you for it. You had your reasons. You have your reasons. They got reasons too. They got shadows in their own mind when it comes to you. You better fucking believe it. Okay? They probably don't let you know. They got shadows in their mind too. You got shadows in yours. But I do see you, to your credit, your full credit, you're trying to address every single one of them because you want to exist through your heart. With the Chariot. That's beautiful. You want to exist and live and love and heal through your heart. And that's gorgeous. I love it. I do. And that means you have to heal those sneaking thoughts, suspicions. And so when I'm telling you, I'm freaking telling you, the energy as you last left it with this person is transforming. That's exactly what's happening. Because guess what? You want to feel the sun again. What you thought could not make you happy or was not a source of sun actually is. And that means requiring you killing the worst thoughts in your mind, whatever this is, so that you can move forward once more. With that Chariot, the boldness of heart and the best of you to do so. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute. Okay? But again, this is something you either want to constructively do or you don't, and I see that you are choosing to. It's really requiring you to address the hell out of some of your worst thoughts. A lot. I see the pain of your mind. All the shit that was whispering in your ear. Again, you had reasons. You had your reasons. You, Temperance just dropped. Yeah, I know. You had your reasons. You don't have to scream at me, honey. I see it. You had your reasons. I'm not saying you didn't. What I'm saying is that whatever blocks we had with this person, they still represented a form of happiness, and those blocks are coming down, thought by thought. But it requires you to dig really fucking deep. And you're getting very honest with yourself about your misconceptions, your own form of deceptions with yourself, with this person. This shit that was like the background noise, the thunder and noise in your mind. I was like, sad, what about this? What if that's true? What if that's true? What if that's true? That's what you're trying to kill as you heal yourself. Okay? Because we want to feel the sun with this person. And it's taken an effort. This is completely unrelated. Don't get me wrong. I think you two have some shared principles, absolutely. In terms of that 3D energy, you might even share the same community. Sure, why not? But this, I like this. Your physical energy's on point. Your 3D energy's on point. You have the anticipation here to grow and stabilize, grow, stabilize, grow, stabilize. I like it. You're sitting pretty as that King of Pentacles, so I'm enjoying that. And your physical energy is just shining through. I love it. You physically look great, too. Okay. Yeah, you had a tricky sun here, but even the trickiest of suns, honey, can still come out after a rainy day. Okay? You had a couple of rainy days. But good job. Good job on killing the doubts and the suspicions and things like that, and hopefully this person's helping you work through it. Okay? Show me the Tower. And I'm assuming it's them. Like I said, they got their own Five of Swords, but it's a little different. It's a little more on the personal side. It's a little more on the personal side. There's a touch of jealousy in there. I can't quite see it. Definitely soul bond. You've got shit knocking around your head, so do they. But theirs is very different. Yours is like the overall context of whatever this relationship is to you. Theirs is like, you know what Sag is doing? And I don't know why that's coming across in June. And I'm not trying to laugh at this person's pain. It's just that kind of uptightness. Like I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that. That's not my business. It's not my business. It's not my business. So it's a little white lie they're telling themselves that they... Anyway, it's interesting. The Tower. 2 of Wands. 5 of Cups. 6 of Wands. Slowly but surely, those decisions that you are making is pulling you out of that state of sense of regret, sadness, that sense of having missed cups and missed opportunities, whatever that sadness is. I know you've been working on it, and it's an ongoing project. It's going to take a minute. But it's active, constructive. It's not passive. That's a big difference. So while I know it might be frustrating to look at this and be like, God damn it, why isn't this shit happening faster? I know, I see you attacking it. It is active. I give you that credit, and I know it's taking you to weird places, man. It's taking you to weird places. I see it. It's taking you into weird places where your mind went into gridlock about certain subjects. And they were very uncomfortable, certain subjects. So when I'm giving you full marks, I'm giving you full marks for taking a look at all the shit that was knocking around in here for God knows how long, and you seem to be addressing them. Whatever your grievances are, you are addressing them. And some of them are honest reflections, and some of them were not so honest reflections. In other words, there's things that you might have convinced yourself were true that perhaps were not. Again, you have your reasons. But some of them are legitimate. Absolutely. I can see whatever this is caused you a lot of pain and conflict. Okay? So when I'm telling you, you're addressing all the thoughts, and it's scary to look at them, it's scary to talk about them, it's hard. I know it's hard, but in the interest of your own healing and just moving forward, you're doing it. Okay? So again, full marks. So at that tower, it's current active tower. In other words, this is not a surprise to you. You already know you're doing it. You are discovering things about your feelings. And as you do so, as you talk about them, as you address them head on, your confidence starts to pick up again. You are looking at past pain. You are looking at how it plays out in your past as well as in your present, because we don't want it to continue into our future, right? You know what's so funny is that this whole situation doesn't touch this at all. That's what's hilarious. That was so weird to me. This is like when you're at home and you're doing your thing and you're fulfilling your 3D energy, you're like, non-issue. It's a non-issue. But when it gets to your more personal side, I can see that you're an active thinker. I can see that you might be prone to mental anxiety, and but mostly there's some thoughts in you, some very serious ones that really interfered with your son. Okay. And how you were perceiving yourself, how you were perceiving that situation. A lot of perception in here. A lot. But I get it. You are trying to consolidate all that fragmentation. All right? Active healing, not passive. Good. So I don't want that to bum you out. Everything you're showing me is active, 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 current, 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 current. So yeah, no, you started working on this probably back in March, to be honest with you, if not earlier. All right? It's very active. This part, though, that's hilarious. You're like, I got that. I got my business. Thank you. Business is good. That's great. All right. Show me judgment. Show me judgment. Show me judgment. Apologies. Oh, there we go. Show me. No, thank you. Honey does not work. When you hyperreact to pollen, honey does nothing. Honey is for amateurs. Honey is for amateur allergy people. No offense. But no, it doesn't work. We're talking like I need shots and everything like that, and I have to have an inhaler. That's how hyperreactive I am. It's only twice a year. I'm used to it. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Show me. Show me judgment. Show me judgment. Show me judgment. I'm so nosy about that. What is that? What is that? He's a stiff fellow, but he doesn't want to be. He feels things about you intuitively. He feels the bond. I don't know why I'm saying he. It could be she. They feel the bond intuitively. They know you're coming back, but there's something about that irritation. Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Justice. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The more you open up and communicate, it really lends to your personal sense of self. So it's not just your work that's on point, and it totally is. Good job. It's also your personal sense of self. As you continue to open up and communicate some of these very intense structures that you've had up here, You literally are doing better. And that is a decision. That is judgment. That's a judgment call. And for some of you, it was a spiritual lesson that you had to open up about some serious shit. You did. I don't know who you're talking to. It could be this person. It could be family, friends. I don't know. I don't care. The fact is that the more you open up about the stuff that's been weighing you down, the thoughts that have been kicking around, okay? And the stuff that you have been holding on to, this is true. I know it's 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 true. And now it's looking like you are communicating outwards and airing those thoughts and getting them out of you so that they can be either confirmed or contradicted. Either way, it's a healing process. Okay? When we can have the worst of our thoughts either confirmed, and that way we absolutely know that thing's true, right? Or contradicted. Actually, no, those things are not true. Let me explain it to you. Either way is healing. And I know that those thoughts were nasty, and they were sharp, and they were repetitive as hell. This is what's going on. I know what's going on. I know it. 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 And that's been happening for I don't know how long. But the more you talk about it, the better you feel. So it's not just your stability in the sense of your 3D world, but it's also that sense of stability within you, okay? So I don't know who you're talking to, but you are having a lot of conversations in that respect of this is what's actually correct and this is what's actually happening, and the scales are being balanced. So I'm telling you that digging, as painful as it is, as hard as it is for you to talk about this stuff, and again, I don't know what it is to you exactly, I just know that you are working through it, and as you do, you feel better as you are getting the actual evidence or the justification or the balancing of information. So this is balanced information. Here we have a lot of imbalanced information, and all came from within you, okay? And you really believed it. You really did. I see you ruminating on it over and over again, okay? And again, I don't know what your motivation is now to work through this stuff, okay? But you are indeed, where everything that was up here trapped is coming out, and it's balancing you. So you are receiving information that says, this is true, this is not true, this is true, this is not true. And it's making you feel comfortable. It is making you feel comfortable and cared for. And cared for. It's softening you up, and it makes you literally feel cared for as you have some of that incoming energy kind of confirming and or denying some of your thoughts. It's a very healing process for you. It's very therapeutic in that sense. So I like that. Keep it up. I want you to get these thoughts out of you. I'm not saying you didn't have your reasons. Of course you did. I see the magnitude of your mind here. And it was all painful, but again, your motivation for healing this is very high. It's very high. Okay? And as you continue to do so, you literally feel better. And I don't mean to be a broken record, but I need to emphasize to you the work that you have done. And you're like, yeah, I've been through this too. It's taking everything out of me to talk about this shit. Okay. And so you are. You want to. Your motivation's so high. And I'll tell you why. It comes from that sense of self-respect, honey. It comes from that sense of self-respect. You are doing right by you. You're doing right by you in order to make you feel better. Not just to be stable in your 3D world with your finances and your community and your career. But you're doing it because you care about you. Okay? You personally want to feel better. And I see there's that information rapid that's helping you weigh up the scales. Okay? And that was literally under your judgment, and so that was a damn good judgment call. So while I know it hurts, you still made a damn good judgment call, and that's why it's our judgment call. We have a lot more say than sometimes we think we do. And we have a lot more power than we often give ourselves credit for. And I think we all know what it's like to get locked into our headspace like this and really allow the worst of our thoughts to overtake us when it's just not who we are, right? You're a healer. You got a big heart. You like to move forward in what feels correct and is right for you. And that's what you wanted. You wanted to heal up. You are. So you're doing the hard work, and you're breaking some walls down, and you're really digging into the worst places of your fears. Okay, so keep on that. That's a damn good judgment call. It's very good. Very good judgment call. So I don't know if you're talking to one person or multiple people, but now you've got information coming in that says, Sag, this is not true, or Sag, this is true, and we're confirming. We're weighing up the scales. Yeah? All right. I got 15 minutes out of that. That was interesting. This was really good. This was a really good reading in practical everyday life. The thing I'm worried about the least is your environmental energy. That's cracking. That's popping. You're like, I know. Growth and stability, but now you need growth and stability for you personally. And that means really digging in there and getting in those thoughts and kicking their ass. Okay. So I like these I don't know who you're talking to. Keep at it. Keep doing it. It's helping you. It's helping you. It's helping you. This fellow, this person. How very interesting. I keep, my eye keeps going back to this person. I'm going to get a little bit more. What is this? It's so specific to June. All I can see, honey, is distance. And even then, it's temporary distance. It's temporary. It's temporary distance. They're like, I don't feel anything about that one way or the other. They actually care quite a bit. But it's more like a little white lie they're telling themselves. I don't care about that. Sag is their own person. You know, it's like, I hope they have fun. Even if it's without me. The Two of Pentacles, the Hermit. The Three. Oh! Two of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Three of Cups. They're working on it. They're trying to heal this concept of connectivity. There's something about June that they're trying to work out furiously. For some reason, I don't know if furious, but they're frustrated. They're showing me frustration. First of all, the temporary separation thing. Second, they're acting like they don't care about it. It is kind of like it's not my choice to say one way or the other. It's kind of like that. I'm not supposed to care. They'll be back, and that's fine. It's kind of like that. So I'm not trying to laugh at them. It's just, I just want their energy to relax a little bit, because they're trying to figure out how to connect with you for some reason in June, and June's proving to be difficult. It is, between the anticipation of you separating temporarily and whatever else is that they might have going on. I feel like that's their Two of Pentacles. They might have a lot of this during June as well. For some reason, it's proving very difficult to connect in June. There is the anticipation that you two will connect again. It's just when, how. I got a lot of my own shit going on too. So they're trying to figure that out. Oh, they're trying to figure that out. They're trying to figure out when they're next going to connect with you in June. For some reason, that seems to be important. Because there seems to be quite a bit of space between you two at that time. And they got a little bit of a character in them. A little jealous, just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, they want your attention. Not just attention. They want your energy in June, you know. They want your energy in June. So yeah, it's looking like it's a temporary distancing, but it might be stretched out a little bit. Okay? It might be stretched out. Between what you're doing and what they're doing, there just may not be much room for connectivity in June. Yeah. They're also curious about who you might be connecting with during that interim. Again, there's just a little bit. I keep picking up on it. It's like a little pinprick in the back of my brain. Who's Sag hanging out with? Because it's not me. It's kind of like that. I don't know what it's like. Who's Sag hanging out with? It's not me, I know that. I don't know who it is. I'm assuming it's interesting, the opposite end of the spectrum here. I tried to be nosy, honey. I tried. I did. I got a little bit more. It's sweet in its own way. It is. It's sweet in its own way. Anything else, please? Anything else, please, about the healing aspect? Anything else, please? I'm going to shuffle these out. Anything? Okay. Four of Pentacles, holding on, holding back. No, okay. Yeah. Well, thank you. That was very direct, Spirit. I appreciate you. Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Moon. We've been holding on, okay, to some sort of friendship, partnership, collaboration. We've been holding on to it. Secretly, we've been wanting to work things out with this person. We didn't let their energy go. We seem to know that, but we didn't know how to address it either. And it's looking like this is a bit of a backstory. I'm not doing past stuff today. But, yeah, secretly we were hoping to kind of work things out with this person. I don't mean secret as in bad, ooh, dirty little secret. I mean, it's just back there in the moon waters. Especially with that level of anxiety and stress attached to the situation. Do keep in mind that whatever the situation or person is to you, at some point they do represent a sun in your life. And it's kind of hard to let the sun go. And in rediscovering that energy, possibly with this person, there was always something back there in our moon waters that said, I'd like to reconstruct, rekindle. Ace of Wands. But, and perhaps not knowing what to do, we held back for a while. Okay? And I can see why. You had enough to be getting on with. All right? But, again, I can't stress this enough. Congratulations on you overcoming some very difficult concepts that you didn't know how to address. You are addressing them. Okay? And getting it out of you. And also, good job on your Pentacle world. Strong, viable, and it seems to be growing, but you also know that, don't you? You know that. You know it. Okay, I like this. It's kind of sweet in its own way. You got your sword shit, so do they. It's just, you know, you two have a different surrounding stuff. They do. They tell themselves a little white lie, and there's a certain level of pressure in this person. Can I connect with them and do what is going on? I don't know, honey. I don't know. You two, we'll work it out. Okay. Yes, it's interesting. You'll two work it out. Okay, and that's enough of that. Let's do some infinity oracles. Yeah, show me. I just saw that on the split, take a risk. It was a life-changing decision for some of you to open up, take a risk. That meant airing and really addressing some difficult thoughts. It was to your benefit, regardless of whomever this is or isn't. It was something that you needed to do for you. Okay? Very good. Okay. Chaser, Epiphany. And Divine Feminine. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Some of you who feel that you are the Divine Feminine, which I believe strongly that's how they interpret you as well. Being Divine Feminine, though, I know. And, you know, if you're a male Sag, it's not to be taken offense. It's just the idea of self-empowerment and knowing what you're worth. The Empress knows she's supposed to know what she's worth. The Divine Feminine. And the Divine Feminine here had an epiphany. An understanding that they were chasing. And the Divine Feminine is not supposed to chase. Because it runs contrary to her worth principles. You have very strong worth principles. Very strong. You are well established. I would even say possibly a touch to borderline wealthy. Stable. And you're growing outwards too. I see it, so do you. You already know. It's one thing to chase your dreams. It's another thing to chase your goals. It's another thing to chase your career. But if we are truly divine feminine, we're not traditionally meant to chase. It should come to us knowing that. And I don't mean in that respect of chasing goals or dreams is wrong. It's in that respect of someone who knows their worth shouldn't or should not feel the need to chase someone else's love and affection. It should happen of its natural own accord, right? And the thing is that sometimes it's true. The sun doesn't come for free. We have to earn our happiness sometimes. Sometimes it's easy and it's handed to us. Sometimes we have to chase our sun. But if it's a person, well, as much as we might feel for them, and it was very strong, if we have to chase them, or are they meant for us? Are we being realistic in our efforts? Yeah, sometimes we have to chase down that sun, but I associate that more with the star. We have to work hard for the star. For someone's love and warmth here, specifically the warmth, okay, the warmth energy and the caring energy, as denoted by the Sun and the Empress, that should come naturally and of its own free will. So while I know you might have felt very strongly towards someone, you also might have too, it was your responsibility to try to pursue it. Okay? In matters of the heart, not so much. It really does need to come forward of its own accord, and I do see that this person has a tendency to hold back on their feelings, even if they're small ones. So that might have put you or made you feel like you were in the position to pursue their feelings, right? Because there's a natural warmth surrounding this connection. And you are probably naturally very generous and loving. The thing is, honey, with the Empress, you shouldn't have to throw your love, care, and attention on anyone, forcing someone to take it or overthink it. You had a lot of stuff to sort out within you, but you did have an epiphany and a realization that while, yes, this makes me feel warm and very good, I probably shouldn't have to be pursuing you so hard. So again, that applies to the masculine as well as the feminine. You know, it's one, well, if you believe in that. I don't. I believe in soulmates, and that's soul bonding, and that's already complicated enough. And I do believe in the lovers. But you might feel that you're recovering from a chasing dynamic, and it built in a lot of stress and anxieties in you, and fears and doubts. You second-guessing yourself, where typically you don't do that. The Empress typically does not second-guess herself. This situation, a person did. Particularly your movements. Okay, that's for some of you. Okay, yeah, it's one thing to pursue. It is. That's completely different. It's not the same as chasing. Chasing can create that string-along effect. Pursuing says, these are my intentions, and I'm acting on them. Okay? So a better understanding of our intentions and being clear on what it is that we want. Okay? So we don't allow the worst of our anxieties to build up and fool us into thinking that there's something wrong with us or it devalues us, because, honey, you're not to be devalued at all. I don't know if you saw your contribution. I certainly do. And your contribution is expanding. Okay? And if this person says that they know their worth, and if they're self-empowered as much as you, they ought to be able to speak to their feelings as well. And there's a part of them that's always tempted to tamp that down. Okay? They seem to have it specifically tied to separation stuff in June. And they want to make the connectivity work. And it's proving difficult at that time. Okay. Summer. Summer. Ego death. Oh boy. So, last summer might have been significant. Last summer might have been significant. An ego death. Looking at our pride. And what our activities were. But this upcoming summer has already kind of stood out as an example for some reason. And I do see the pride in this person and the need to control. And there is a certain level of ego in here. Okay? The Five of Swords, the Emperor. A little bit. I think it would be beneficial if this person demonstrated a bit more of what you're doing. Okay? Trying to air out those thoughts. It leads us more to a position of vulnerability. All right? And this person might have an upcoming temptation in June to kind of suppress what they naturally feel. And it might behoove them then to kind of kill that ego and say simple things like, I miss you, or think about me while you're gone, or, you know, I want to connect as soon as you get back, or please make space for me, or don't you go too crazy, Sag. When you're out there doing whatever, you know, it's not with me. And okay, if I'm being honest, it upsets me a little bit. I'd like to be there, but I get something like that. So yeah, it would be nice if they could do that. Okay, because those little white lies can eat at you, and you already have experience with that. How out of control sometimes it can feel. Union. Yeah, there's a karmic lesson in here. Karmic lessons for both of you. To open up, take risks, be your more authentic selves, and be your more vulnerable selves. But yeah. Going to be a death to the ego here. How hard it is. Saying it. Acting on it. Learning from it. Speaking to the truth. Positive change. Yeah, we have the choice for positive change if we take control in the right way. Not to just use our emperor to control those nasty little thoughts we have, and I can't say that. Actually, no. You can make positive change by taking control of your thoughts and expressing them. There's a runner. Yeah, there was a runner and a chaser. Yeah, there was a runner and a chaser. That old thing. I know. And they're telling, I saw you as the chaser, as the feminine. They're telling me that they're the runner. They run from really expressing themselves and being vulnerable, particularly their thoughts. And that's part of the ego death. Are we going to allow the worst of our thoughts and suspicions and fears to control us? Or are we going to put that aside and say, okay, I'm concerned. Sag, I just, whatever June is representing to the both of you for some reason, I would like to be there, and I would like it very much if you could make time for me, or we could make time for each other, because June is stressful, and if we could just take a moment, you know, that kind of thing. It can, the smallest of things can lead to the positives. You've done that background work. They could do a little bit more of that. And for some reason, they're being tested on this in June. It is coming across as a test. It is a choice, though, to act on positive change, especially if this person's in the habit of running from the worst of their thoughts, suspicions, fears, and anxieties. They're going to have a little test on that in June. I can see that you're already working through something similar, and that you have been. Okay, that's enough. It was really interesting. Really interesting. Yeah, okay. Important conversation. Yes. There's some important conversations coming up. Okay. Yeah, soulmate. That's what I said. That's what I actually believe in. And that's what I see over here as well. Okay? All right. It's really interesting. But here's the thing, even though I'm only capturing the next 3 months, the work that you're doing now is going to be stuff that lasts you a lifetime. Okay. All right. C, F, G. L, bat. Yes, the bat's very powerful. People associate it with fear, which is unfortunate. I can see why. It represents the shadow side. But once you are in tune with that shadow side, you can hone in on things really well. That's what taking control of our worst thoughts and feelings is like, is to be the bat. You can fly through the night fluidly, easily, honing in on what is correct for you. Instead of denying the worst of our thoughts and fears, you engage in them. So that way you have no reason to be afraid of it. And the bat's a very powerful animal for that reason. It's very unique. And then, of course, confirmation of the bats in the general sense. You might be seeing one, and like me, you might live in an area that has a high population of bats. That's funny. Yeah. Big heart. I know. Yeah, big feelings here. R. Okay, cool. C, G, R, F. That's all I got today. All right, you guys, I hope this helped you. The next round of readings will be Intimate Tarot. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, see how you're doing. Put in the comments as you see fit. Good work on all this hard work. And it was hard. I see you having to address some very deeply personal shit. And it's good, though. Because if you don't address it, you know, it's one of those things. You're neither going to be able to confirm or deny the worst of your thoughts. And this person needs to undergo a similar process. And for some reason, they're being tested on that in June to open up and say what they're really thinking and feeling. You're going through that and you're acing the tests. All right? You're acing them. It may not feel that way. It might feel like one grueling conversation after the other, but you're still doing it. Okay, that's enough. You guys, take care. Be well.